For this project, you're going to need some different colored pieces of paper. If you don't have colored paper, you can use white paper and just color it with crayons or markers before you start. If you have any circle stickers, you can use those for this project. If you don't, that's okay. Grab a hole puncher and you can make your own circles out of paper. You can also find things to trace, like a glass or a dish, something round that you can use to trace. If you're going to be tracing, grab a pencil, of course. Otherwise, make sure you have some scissors. If you have some fun, crazy scissors, this can be a good project to use them, but a regular scissors works great. You're also going to need either liquid glue in a bottle, or you can use a glue stick for this project as well. If you have any other special hole punches that are in shapes, you can use those for this too. Just depends on what you have at home. You're also going to want to find some yarn or string. And if you have a plastic needle or even a metal needle, if your adult is okay with you using that, this can be a fun project for that, but you don't need it. If you have some crayons laying around, they can add some extra color to your project too. These are the supplies that you can use for this project, but you don't need all of them. The only ones you actually need are these, along with a regular scissors. Go get your supplies and I'll meet you back here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of circles. Make as many as you can until you get sick of it. Best way to do this is to take your paper and fold it in half, or if you think you're able to cut through it because you're a really strong cutter, you can also fold it more than one time. But I'm going to take my glass here and I'm just going to trace around it. If you have a lot of practice cutting circles, or if you don't really want your circles to be perfect, you don't have to trace them. You can just cut them up. That's what I did here before. But here I did trace it. So I'm going to cut out 2 circles at a time here because I folded my paper in half. So now I have 2 circles that are the same. You're going to want to cut a lot of circles, and they should be different sizes. I can definitely cut some more of that size, but if I flip my glass over, I know that the bottom of my glass is actually smaller than the top. So if I trace my glass this way now, instead of the other way, I'll get a smaller circle. Not a lot smaller, but a little bit. When I trace, my pencil goes straight and tall like a soldier, pointed up to the ceiling, and I'm holding the thing that I'm tracing very tightly so it doesn't wiggle. Then I cut with my scissors. Nice big open scissors. My thumb is up to the ceiling for happy scissors. Opening big alligator chomps, and I'm driving my paper with this hand as I cut. No need to make your circles perfect for this project, so just do your best. Nice big alligator chomp. Open wide. Now I have 2 more circles in 2 different sizes. Keep cutting your circles, or maybe you decide for your artwork you don't want to make circles and you want to do a different shape. That's okay too. This is all about circles and dots. So there's a whole bunch of circles, and there's some circle stickers, and we have some glue, and what she's doing is making concentric circles. So she's putting circles inside of other circles, and then she's gluing them together to make kind of a cool design that she can put on her wall. So there's all different size circle stickers and some cutout circles. You can even hole punch to make some circles. Okay, so she's layering, making concentric circles. Circles inside of circles. My younger daughter has the same project, but instead of doing concentric circles, she decided that she wanted to match the colors. So she's putting the green stickers onto the green circle, and she's going to make her own collage. Whenever I see concentric circles, it always reminds me of the artist Kandinsky. This particular picture Kandinsky made a long time ago, over 100 years ago, in 1913. This is layering concentric circles onto different colored squares to make one large painting. Circles inside of other circles on top of a square. This color study was all about layering different colors and thinking about shapes to put them in. It's very fun painting. So after we've been working on our concentric circles,
Yeah, they look like circles instead of circles, and we can also draw things.
yeah, we can make different designs inside of each circle.
Yeah, like this.
Mhm.
Design.
Okay, so now what we're going to do
That's
is...
what a design is called.
Yeah, it's a design. It's a radial design because it
This
goes
is
around and around.
This is also a radial design.
Yep, it repeats around a circle. So we're going to take our hole puncher and we're going to punch 2 holes in our circle. What we have to do is we have to make sure that one circle is straight across from the other circle or hole. So if I hole punch right here, oh, and look at, I have a new little circle I can glue on something if I want. Like I could glue that right there if I wanted to.
No, I want it to see.
Okay, you don't have to. But I'm gonna punch my next hole straight across from that hole. So I have to line it up with my eyes, go as straight across as I can. Does it have to be perfect?
No.
No, but we want it to be pretty straight across. Now, the fun part is if we do this, I can also decorate the back if I want. Or I can leave the back plain, okay? Now I'm gonna use a piece of yarn, and we happen to have this plastic needle.
I wanted to use the needle.
You can, but if you don't have a needle, that's okay. You don't need to. But we're gonna put it through, give a little bit of a tail on the end of our needle, and then I hold it tight. Again, if you don't have a needle, you can just put your yarn right through the hole. So I'm going to go down through the hole, pull it through till I have a little bit of yarn left over. My yarn's kind of long, so I'm going to leave that tail hanging out too. Now I'm going to go across the back and I'm going to come up through this hole. So the first one I went down through the hole. Now I'm coming up through the hole. And I'm pulling it through. So now I have this little guy that I can make on a garland. So maybe on the back side, maybe instead of doing circles on the back side, we could even do lines. That may look kind of cool. Okay, so after I do this, I can string a whole bunch of these together and I could hang them like garland. It would look really fun and colorful on my windows.